2027 election calculations. Sweeping insecurity, constitutional changes, and financial controversies are now renting some space in our head across Nigerian political ecosystem. The trending, or what's supposed to be trending, is the 170 days to go before the presidential election. And I just picked up a few seconds ago that the INEC has now agreed to release voters' registration card in Osun State from July 22nd to July to a point where the August election in Osun State will have the voters have their registration card to go and vote. That's I have been waiting for, because I registered a year ago and I was thinking it was going to happen, but it didn't happen. Now it looks like the registration is still going on for the next till July 26th, and there's going to be a 2 weeks downtime hearing on the public notice, and after that, maybe about 2 weeks after that, there's going to be distribution of the PVC. I am using that PVC card as my identification card because the passport I use in coming back to Nigeria is useless. And I already have an NIN number, which I want you guys to go and start picking up, because you're going to need an NIN number to go online to register. The bottom line here is that for you to be able to vote, you must register. And I don't want to hear this idea of, hey, my vote is not going to count. I don't want to hear how you're going to collect a bag of rice. Nor do I want to hear how the NYSC guys, which is our youth power, are compromising election day and election booth. If we could have all this thing cleaned up, we are one step. There's more. Let me just quickly start going there. I'm only going there from the angle that, as I said, I am going to be positioning Nigeria for this 170 days that is remaining on the January 16th election that is coming up. And as I have already promised, I'm going to make videos where I want to be able to start giving my 2 cents into it as a political pundit. There are more of what I want to add to it. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm just going to post it, and I want you guys to look at it as what they call them, a podcast, or somebody who is streaming online, or somebody who is live streaming on TikTok, X, YouTube, and stuff like that. What have I said so far? Who is out there? Any of you guys can help me to summarize what I've just said so far? I will be glad. The more I am recording and the more I am spending time on this platform, YouTube platform, the more I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm able to maneuver my way from one point to the other. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm just telling you that if you are interested, if you're having what you call any reason to believe that you want to be able to start having you to do YouTube, send me a direct text message to 234 70 3362 7981, or send me a text message to azimikoko26 at gmail.com, or go to my website or my landing page at azimikoko http://www.azimikoko.com. If you have done all that and still feel that you want to know a little bit more about me, I want to let you guys know that my handle on YouTube is Make Nigerian Work 222. And this is, I have a handle on Twitch, which is saying Project Humanity 1. I am shooting from the hip, and I want you guys to know that that unless we put our head together, you'll be very surprised about how this country is going to go into blaze, like the way Liberia almost went into blaze, because there was a time when Liberia was in the same position where we are, where from time and over again, we were the Liberia was dropping the ball, and after a while, the elites that was supposed to bail Liberia out started going abroad. In the long run, the system is making some corrections, and things are getting a little bit more better over there. So we are in the same position right now. Unless we do something dramatic, this is not really about Asiwaju. It's not really about Atiku. It's not really about Obi. It's about the problem that we, as Nigerian, which is the highest populated black country in the world, it's like just saying the Caucasian giving up on London or UK. As much as bad as things are, you don't see Putin messing around with UK, nor do you see Trump messing around with UK, because that is the bone of the Caucasus. The Caucasian wall has that bone to pick. And we Nigerians, we are sitting on the same fundamentalism, because if we fail, the people of African descent that at a global level fails. If we fail, which we already failed the women out of this marrying of more than one wife that is going on, and it's not funny. I'm not mad at it, because people guys might not have known. In India, it is still going on as we speak. In India, women marry more than one husband legitimately, legally. And the way they do that is the man goes out to go and work, and she pick and choose which of them she's going to have sex with on a daily basis or stuff like that. It's still going on. White House is matriarchy. There is patriarchy. So I think I have tidied up there by saying that we are at the cups of something good. And then, yeah, and and I have enumerated a lot of the keywords, and over and again, what we're seeing is that there are three main pillars. One is the 2027 electoral calculations. There's a sweeping insecurity in Nigeria. There's financial controversies in Nigeria. We are aware that the Electoral Act of 226 is what people want to know about. And I'm delivering all these things to your mailbox. So this video is going to be a little bit long. I'm going to allow it to go long because I have always delivered on the low side of trying to say don't go too far away from 8 minutes, which is the least you can do for a long. And I have always believed that 12 is a good number. But I'm going to defer that today because I went online to go and check how long the videos about those who are trying to make Nigerian work during a lifetime. It goes from 1 hour to 30 minutes to, it was all over the place. To the point where I was forced to release a snap of shot this few minutes ago before I started this one. And what I did was I said, Atiku and Obi has now start proving that they are putting their interest at the back burner to make Nigeria work. I was very happy about that because Obi has dropped a bombshell. The bombshell about saying that he might not make it to the end of the election was in protection of what the core principle of Asiwaju was doing. There is no way the foreign missionaries can call him out on it because most of the things he's doing are what you call it, drudgery. They are what street artists done. They are what people who are the scum of the earth does. He doesn't say anything, but he's a scum of the earth, and he's sticking to the ground there to be able to get there. So it is only after the election that foreign missionaries can come in and say, okay, we are going to say there was a demonstration and Trump can pull what he pulled off in Iran as being his mandate that don't kill average Iranians. If you kill an average Iranian, I will go after you. But Iran, Ayatollah did not listen. Needs to say that whether Ayatollah killed people or Ayatollah killed people didn't really matter because one way or the other, Trump was desperate to take out Ayatollah, or Israel was desperate to take out Ayatollah. And even in the past 72 or 94 hours ago, where even during the World Cup, where France and England were playing in the second league, and Spain and Argentina was playing at the final, as dangerous as the situation was, if, say, for example, North Korea says they have enough ballistic missiles to go into America, Putin's team was not allowed into the World Cup because of the fact that they were suspended. These two countries have enough missiles to be able to land into New York, where the game went on, or if in Atlanta, where the game also went on for the second leg. The point I'm making here is that the world has this Asiwaju's mentality of where if he messes up and people start protesting, and if it happen like the way SAR happened, where people get bad, then Trump can take that and say and warn him, do not kill Nigerian for your rigging that you are doing, for the rights that you are distributing like they did in Ekiti, or for the cry, the beloved country that Obi has come out to say, I may not make it to the election day. Or what Atiku has said. And what he said was, let the opposition rise up. As a matter of fact, let me give you my political analysis on it. My thumbnail is going to feature Obi, Atiku, and Asiwaju. I have a preference, but I also have the duty to be able to say that I'm not here to alienate any people, because as at yesterday, there is something that breaks my heart. It was in what they call them. It was in the U.S. where there was what you call 2027 Diaspora National Launch, and the place is called it's a continuity campaign for Tinubu re-election. My take on it is that there was a professor that was featuring that want to bring Tinubu back. My thing is that, and I want to say this on the record, it does not matter. It does not matter. So long as you are a Nigerian, and so long as I am a Nigerian, our darkness is going to play out openly. Because when I was in the United States, I did pick up on Nigeria Watch, and I was able to see that they were inclined towards having Peter Obi to be able to come into power. But here we are at this point in time, hearing that even at this point in time when we have now believed that we're at the dugout, the money that they are sending from abroad doesn't buy anything because of inflation. There is insecurity. In my state right now, the governor in Edo State has just shut down the school because of the fact that some people have threatened that they're going to start kidnapping, and he has to shut down the school early. So these are Omoluabi in the United States that are more interested in kulukulu or akara or agbado. Is it possible that Nigerian Watch may have started from London and it was hosted by an Edolite that Edo won the last election in under the Labour Party where Obi won Edo. So and I just currently where we are going right now, it is being a rumor that the Europeans are in a way saying they want free and fair election in Nigeria. That is beating up to the new game in the United States where the House members are now saying they are now warning the sitting government to be on the lookout. Let me go a little bit further and say that there are more topics that I want to try to cover, and I'm going to list them on 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. I've already taken the first one up, which I think that's the most important thing of the day. But keep in mind that all these things that I'm giving to you guys are all about how I am doing a countdown from this time to 170 days to the election of the 2027 election. Like I said, I can't wait to get my own PVC voters card, which is going to be my identification card. Even though I have an NIN card that had my identification in it, I needed to go do what you call an ID card laminated. But I thought maybe my PVC card is going to be laminated when it's handed over to me because I want something that I can be using in my ID. I can go into the area of going to go and get a passport. I don't even have the money for that. So I covered the first area there. There are issues that are also coming up called the state police. My opinion about that is that America that we are copying is a colossal failure when it comes to state police, community police, county police, borough police, federal police, FBI, NSO, CIA. They failed because even the September 11th, where all of them were supposed to be talking together, they were not talking together. The 19 people who came in to come and destroy America, there was no way to be able to bring them together under one roof. So this police that they are talking about here, to me, it's a no-no. They are only just saying that a lot of Nigerians who are in Oshibaju's administration that he brought from abroad, like Baji, Pia, Mila, all those kind of people who have had a Western education, who have think that they were enjoying the police. I happen to be in the position where I told the Dallas police that you guys know where these criminals are. Somebody will call the Dallas police and tell them that they are being kidnapped in my own apartment, and they will come in and knock. When they knock, I will just say, "Come on in," and they would search every place. And they said, "We're sorry." I said, "No, you don't have to be sorry. You know these people. Why don't you go get them? I knew that because when I work in a restaurant where there were criminal activities all around the hotel where I was working, they know. And when they see people come in and they are fighting, they would the first thing the police say, well, how did you get here? We know you are in Ivan. What are you doing in Fichu right now? That's how much they know. But in the Nigerian system, they're talking about the state police. I think it is going to be what you call a no-no. Let me take you to one more step. And the second step I'm going to take you to is the 1.2 billion fake agency. If you don't know about it, go and Google it. Asiwaju wants to turn Nigerian into a cis-geo political zone in a 226 bill. He's doing his calculation on how he's going to be able to win the election. That's it. The tax that the tax and spend that Asiwaju has put in place there is what you call 8.5 billion for religious fundamentalism. That beats me. I have not said anything. I started by talking about the Election Act. But I want to go into what you call the scandal and the forfeiteering that is going on in the Nigerian airspace. I want to talk about the 48 trillion that former Attorney General Abubakar Malami has just been told to forfeit here. If Attorney General of a nation is being accused of stealing, why did you think that Bob Barr was able to stand up against Trump in his first term when he was in denial and saying that he won the election and Bill Barr told him, no, you did not win. If Malami is taking 48 property and they are being taken away from him, I'm worried. And here we are talking about Gbajabiamila, who had money stolen in the United States. And they are even saying that there is another senator who was responsible for Natasha's 6 months unethical issue that stole money from New York and took it down here to run for election. And he has lost in the second the new election that just went off now. There is a 5.1 trillion rule about OAGE versus CBN. I want you guys to go and look into that. In the area of a national 2027 national budget economy, there is a 45 plus trillion federal budget. And this budget is running for 3 years and none of them has been implemented. And as a matter of fact, there was another bombshell that came from where there is what you call the technicality of those who are monitoring the oil and gas industry, that 4 that they were supposed to be using that Asiwaju has split into two. Let's to say that there was a senator that said that he had what you call 18 or 8 or 17 oil rig. I think they said that the Saduana Sokoto has 30 oil rig. How are we going to be able to get away from under this heavy cloud? We're not. And it did surprise me that I've been back now for 2 years, and I was thinking that when I came in, people were bombarding me with input, and I had to kind of wave them off and tell them that I am not interested in what they were saying. I was going to try and do what I wanted to do, which I've always done because of my insurgent, ISAIGENT fundamentalism, because I do what I want to do and I don't listen to people. I'm just going to have to start changing that going forward. But people will know that I'm listening to them, but I'm not going to tell them I'm listening to them. Okay. I've just talked about the budget. I think I was talking about NUPRC, which is a CR, NMDROPA. This is a resignation of a CEO out there. There is thinking about the constitutional reform. I hope they don't do it the way they did the Nigerian national item that was passed within 24 hours when Asiwaju said we're going to change from the old national item that he didn't see anything wrong with it, as if he's a king, a dictator. And with that, we're going to take that to the local politics where there's local council and autonomy. And we're aware that the Ekiti election was not credible. So, okay, if we take that further and say the 2027, like I said, I mentioned that before, but I want to quickly bring it back up again and say that there's a Nigerian launch in Houston, what they call continuity campaign for Tinubu re-election. That really beats me because we are looking at all this. I don't want to be too craft. I don't want to be too craft about this because I've had where when I was in Illinois, the highest population of the people who were in Western Illinois University from in my school were from Yoruba people because the governor were giving bursary award for them to go and study agriculture abroad, and there were more Yoruba in Western Illinois University where I was going to school. And I happen to have had what you call head-on dealing with them to the point where I had a housemate who was a Yoruba. I was able to really get to the point where even though I went to school in Akure and I was given a green light to become the president of the student union government, the provost marshal of the Supreme Court Radio, because they thought I was exemplary. I'm an example of how it's supposed to be. But my association with them in Illinois did not rub me right or left when I left them behind there. But I knew there was this, what you call, a slug going on where they were not working. They could not work. They were looking for, they were going to people's farm to go and start eating people's agbado. They were not able to work because they were afraid to work. Why? When I came in, I had 2 jobs. I had 3 jobs. And they could not find one. Sometimes that's how bad it was. So, but my roommate was really exemplary. But I can feel him from the way he was dealing with me, from the angle that he thought that Jaye Jaye was live. And I'm done, like I said, I don't want to go off on these people who are doing the continuity campaign for Tinubu re-election, because what they don't know is that Tinubu is setting Yoruba on a wrong course, on a wrong trajectory. And the Bible has said that. The public secretary, national secretary for NDC has also said that. So all these Yoruba Jaye boys in United States, which I did not interact with any Nigerian when I was there anyway, so I don't know what they were doing. But we do know that there's Igbo extraction that is in what do you call them in Houston, that Obi piggyback on to sponsor him for a non-citizenship, honorary membership and stuff like that. Something that beats me was that there was somebody said that about a couple of days ago, that Obi's climb to power is not different from the way the other people climbing to power was out there. The only thing is that he was very big on not making a mistake. He had the same fundamentalism that I have. I don't know whether he has, whether it's attention deficit disorder or whether he was having an epiphany, but then me and him were one and the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So they said that that's the only thing I can say about him. So that's the reason why I am inclining towards giving him power. We have what you call, one of the things I want to finish here is there's a court mandate that just happened, and it's about 941 million ghost workers fund that the court has just mandated to be released to the federal government. What they are saying is that there are people who were on the payroll that did not have anything to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have somebody that was really close to me that boastfully was telling me when I was hanging out with them in my last leg of coming to Nigerian that as Ibagbati as he is, that he was running a scam in Nigeria. And I have had other people who are closer to me one way or the other who are in this current administration running scam on the future of our children. So I'm going to wind things up, but I decided to go a little bit longer today because I felt that there's no reason to be stopping at 8 or 1 minute or 3 minutes in the shorts or 50 seconds in the shorts or 8 minutes in the highest number there, or 12 minutes that I was always going and I thought that was sacrosanct, or going just wild, because I am going to use 40 as my last number here because I believe that 40 will be good because the time span that is playing well, like in Niger, Unfiltered, are running 1 hour. Niger Watch, those are running 1 hour. They run 3 hours. and people still stay out and watch them. So this is like a podcast. Download it while you are harvesting water, like I did and I fell, while you are watching TV, watch it and stuff like that. I'm going to stop here by saying, may God bless Nigeria. May God bless United States of America. May God bless United Kingdom. And may God continue to bless Erede Nokpoko. May Allah, Ashallah, continue to bless his people in the northern part of Nigeria, especially in the Borno state, that she said there was kidnapping that was done a few days ago. And it was abated. It was thwarted. And Obi did give kudos to the government, the law enforcement agency. I want to thank them. And I want to thank Spain for winning that World Cup. And I want to thank Donald Trump for the dancing that he's doing. He knows how to dance. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.